Check out this van. This is Arizona Dan Saunders. How's it going, Dan? Don. I just called him Dan.
I was like,
I've been friends with him a long time, and I'm like, I was calling Dan.
Oh,
this is Don. So what do we have here, Don?
69 Chevy 108 van.
Right on. How long did you actually have the van? Not how long did the project go, but how long did you have the van for?
Bought it in 2014.
Okay.
2014, and haven't worked on it steady that whole time because I had a job. But been working on it steady for about 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, I saw some of the process, but I was away with building the orange van, and I'll tell you, seeing it looks awesome. So why don't you hop out and show us some of the stuff you did. I know you kept it kind of subtle, so but it looks pretty cool.
Let's start with my $100 paint job.
So we got a $100 paint job here, and it's all one color. It's looking good. And then
paint job in a can, or I should say in 2 dozen cans.
2 dozen cans. And it looks like we have the like American racing style, like daisy wheels on here. Those 14s in the front, 15 in the back.
14s, 15s in the back.
They look good. I really like the light blue, and then the blue with the exhaust. It takes the van from just like a white billboard and actually adds a little pop to it.
Yeah, it needed a little bit of extra color.
Yeah, and we got the boat filler style gas cap, which is flush.
Yeah.
And that looks nice. I like it.
One of the problems on these vans is, and Suburban's from the same year, the filler is real low on the body, because they didn't want to dedicate the interior room to putting the spout, make the spout come up here.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens on these vans, and you see them when they have the stock tank and everything, and they fill the tank all the way up, they've always got a big slosh stain down the side right there.
Right on.
Because the original tank was a vented cap tank. You had to run a vented cap. This one has a fuel injection in the tank from a 3rd gen van. Not from a 3rd gen van, but to fit a 3rd gen van.
Okay.
And I was able to do a sealed cap
at that point,
and then vent the tank. I just got a vent.
Perfect.
It comes down underneath.
Nice. And then on the back here, I don't know the Chevy vans much. I know the Econoline's a little bit better. This I assume is kind of like stock in the back right now.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks clean though, you know, it looks good. And are you doing anything else with the back as far as like any bumper things?
Yeah,
or
I'm gonna do some kind of custom bumper. I'm just not willing to spend a whole bunch of money on on resto stuff, or expensive chrome, or something you'll see, you'll pop, and you'll probably source it. If there was a particular repop bumper that looked like it belonged there, I might do that.
You know what Scott did on his van, what I thought would be cool on here, you might have to shorten it, but like a 68 Camaro rear bumper might look.
I've looked at it.
Oh yeah, no good on that.
Well, on the
I mean,
it's just so skinny, and the van is so vertical. These should have a deeper bumper. Now the flat glass vans had a bumper that was about 4 inches wide, but then these vans came with a bumper that was 5 to 6 inches wide, and it looked much better.
Yeah. Cool. So let's move over onto this side, which most of it's the same.
But one thing.
What did we miss?
Handle.
Oh yeah, we did. He did shave the door handle. Perfect. That looks cool.
And no door handle there.
There we go.
to open it is this.
Oh, all right. So yeah, so you'll be able to reach from the other side there.
Well, I can
Close it, and then you just reach from the inside, right?
reach like this, and
Pull up, and boom.
I can actually latch it all the way from here.
Nice.
So,
So let's take a peek in here. Maybe open those doors, and then
all
so
you guys that like your spare tire on the mounted on the door, there you go.
yeah, it's mounted on the door. There you go. Perfect, man. Awesome. So we're still a blank. You know, this is still a van in progress.
Yeah.
Everything looks clean in here, and it's ready to be gone through. You know. So this was a big thing. I mean, I could speak on this as well. Don and I had a lot of conversations about his box in here, but showing the camera down in there. What engine was that from? Like a Tahoe or
From
something?
a 91 Olds Custom Cruiser wagon, which is the same as a 91 Caprice wagon.
Okay.
It's a roller cam 305 with throttle body injection.
We got the engine here. I think you said you had dual.
It's got two alternators.
Two alternators and.
for each for a separate battery.
Yep. And then
it's got a spin-on fuel filter down there with a gauge on it.
right on.
I gotta turn it a little further. There you go.
Cool. And we're running all the electric over here on this panel or this side of the door. And we got some cutoff switches, computer. Looks real nice and sanitary. Looks good. Got your relays and whatnot. Then let's move on to the dash area.
Okay.
Well, actually, while we're at a good angle here, how about this pretty cool center console you made? You got a bunch of switches up there. Those shoot rockets off and everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
These two bump the idle. That turns on the field for the second alternator, auxiliary fuel pump, air conditioning when it one day has air conditioning.
Yep.
This is for the air compressor for the front air shocks, backup lights, and that's an auxiliary ignition.
Okay.
For over here, it's a relay to connect the ignition not just through the key switch, but over here as well, because key switches often burn up.
Nice.
On these older Chevy products.
So these are interesting seats here. I actually know what they're from, but we've all sat in one. Some of us,
They're from Amazon.
Yeah, weren't these like forklift seats or like
That's
tractor
what
seats?
they're for forklift.
Nice.
But I like them because they're small.
And they're low.
They're very low. That's important on this kind of a van.
So now we're on the driver's side here. So what do you have for gauges there? I just see.
This is an Intellitronics panel for a 62 to 65 Nova.
Oh, okay.
And let me get the key and I can light it up. Currently I'm having some issues getting the speedometer part working, so I may do something different. But There's what it looks like.
Oh, that's cool.
These little things light up in a circle as you bring the RPMs up.
We got a rumbly motor under there.
RPMs there.
Cool. And then you got you made a little dash panel, made a spun, machine turn looking, and
This for the electric fan. This is for the torque converter lockup in fourth
all right.
gear. And
So, one last inside question. I noticed the big steering wheel. You must be attached to something about big steering wheels, huh?
well, it doesn't have power steering. So it needs to have a big steering wheel.
And that was-
And actually, this is the size of the original van steering wheels, but I wanted one at least that big because of no power steering, so I got one aftermarket wheel to fit a big truck, and I had to make an adapter plate here to fit the bolt pattern, but it's all hooked up.
My other thing too was you were a truck driver too, so
Yeah.
So you got the truck wheel in there. That's my little thing that I look at as a little, you know.
Yeah.
You got a big gas pedal down there too. That's pretty cool.
Well, that
is like the mean machine pedal there.
That whole assembly is custom made. The original deal turned a shaft and pushed a linkage towards the back, and I wanted this to pull a cable, so I made a complete assembly that pulls the cable from underneath.
Yeah.
And this is my emergency brake over here. I repurposed the clutch, and all I do to set the brake is put that down and
Hook it on the side. There you go.
Place.
Perfect.
And
Nice. Well, let's step up. Let's step out around the
then
front.
over
Oh,
here,
you got
if
something
you
else?
come around over here, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't shoot.
I'm not.
That's the second battery right there, the auxiliary battery,
Oh, okay.
and that's the main battery.
Oh, all right. Cool. And you
And
can read
that's
it, and you got a little
I
USB.
can monitor what's going on with the two alternators that way.
Nice.
And then the third one is ignition.
Awesome.
So,
Cool.
yep.
Let's show the front one more time, and then
I was lucky enough to actually sell the gas tank out of this.
oh wow.
The guy's coming to get it right now. That's what that phone call was.
So we got some light blue up here, which I love, and he did the bow tie with the blue. Did a split front bumper. I like that. That looks cool.
The original bumper was all gnarled and twisted in the middle, and I didn't like the way it stuck out to about here.
Oh yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah, you might catch a trash can going down the street.
Right. Well, it actually could put dents in the door.
Yeah. So Gary, now I'm calling Gary. So Don is, I don't know what's wrong with my names here. Don is local to me, and he stops over a bunch. It's the first time he has the van out over to here. But so I guess the next step is what, some interior stuff?
Yeah. Well, I've still got some things. I want it to run right first to completely run right.
So mechanical, and then you gotta get into the interior and everything. And
It needs a little more cooling.
yeah.
So I'm going to work on that. Although it's very comfortable inside, the heat from the engine doesn't seem to invade the cabin much. I'm
Good.
talking about gauge heat.
Yeah.
It's a little high,
Right on.
and I need to work that up a bit. But I'll
Cool.
get there.
Perfect. Well, that's going to conclude our walk around with Don's van. I got his name right. I don't know what's going on, but we'll do a follow-up video when everything's completed. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. It's awesome. You know, vans are fun. You know. Yeah, we got all this Cannonball Run stuff going on.
Sure sounds good.